Hey everyone, welcome back to Worth Playing For. Well, I'm not sure. Let's see if... Right now it's Thursday. I really should look these up before doing anything, but it's Thursday, it's the 24th, and we're recording it. We're no longer on Fridays. That means the 25th, 26th, 27th, so the 28th! It's Monday, July 28th. We are almost done with the month of July. That really freaks me out. And this is Orbiter. It's a pretty neat little game. So the reason we're checking this out is because it's kind of riffing on a game that we checked out last week called Sun and Moon. If you remember the game last week, it was a pixel platformer, if that's even a decent way of describing a video game, in which you jumped, but the sort of key distinction was that you were using momentum by falling through gaps in the space, by actually falling into the environment. Oh, I think I'm going to make my ship blow up. So, in any case, people said, hey, if you liked that game, you should probably check out Orbiter. It's trying to do something similar, but some higher production values and a little more going on in terms of it's like a score mechanic, I guess would be the way to describe it. So, anyway, let's actually jump into what's going on here. So you've got these little planets that you're kind of jumping between. So, you know, if I use this to start building some momentum, I can jump across, make my way to the next planet, and whoop, let go of the boost so that I'm... Oh, hold on. Trying to... There we go. So now I've got kind of like set myself up here to kind of calm down a second. And then one of the cool things you can do is that, well, how are you supposed to figure out how, you know, where I want to move next? So if I let go of boost, then hold down another button, I now see the trajectory of my little orb. And I boost out, and well, that was far less elegant than I wanted it to be, but you get the idea. And then you just kind of keep doing that. You've got these little spaces where you can earn additional points. And then see, I got a 2x combo. So you're trying to maintain that momentum. Well, I gotta remember which one to let go of. Okay, boost. So I think there's one right above. And I can keep holding that slow motion. Nope. Alright, now I need to try and move on to the next area. So I guess you would be trying to scope out what's going on a given planet, and then seeing if you can... Oh, what's happening here? Oh, I probably should stop doing that. I'm probably going to explode. Oh, no! We screwed up! We are going extremely fast. Alright, let's see if we can actually make this work a little bit better. There we go! Oh, those bad things? Alright, 6x. Oh! 7x. I'm not sure it actually ends up breaking the combo then. Because now I'm at 8x. Oh, okay, I get bonus points. Woo! It's a very pretty game. If you've ever, if you've paid attention to the indie scene, you might be aware of a game called Far Away that deals with some similar ideas that are being played with here. It's a iPad game that's been in development for God knows how long, but the basic idea is kind of like this, in which you are whipping yourself around a space using momentum. Alright, let's see if we can escape any further. This might be the end of the road. Maybe I'll just throw myself into the sun before we move on to the next game. Whoop! Ball of fire. Well, that's one way to get rid of my my combo score. But as we jump into the flames, we're going to move on to our second game, one in which I have not technically played it, but I'm going on a hunch from someone that I know that it's going to be worth checking out. So let's move on to our second and final game for worth playing this week. Alright, and our second and last game is one that, like I said, we are going to kind of check out on Faith Alone. Came from the designer of Dust and Elysian Tale. He said, hey, you should play it. It's about 10 minutes. The theme behind it is kind of, well, he didn't really say too much. So let's just kind of just dive into it. I know traditionally on Worth Playing, I've been checking the games out, making sure that they're interesting and they literally are worth playing. But this is a case where I'm just gonna take what he has to say. It's only supposed to take like 10 minutes to finish. We'll find out if we are truly beyond redemption. So we got some floaty jumps a little bit. Got a little bit of air control. The distance is a little bit odd. At least in terms of trying to figure out the weight of the character. Oh, look at that. You can just run across that. Okay, so water, no. But spikes, those will take you out. I guess that's fair. I can swim, but I probably couldn't run across a bed of spikes. So I guess that's in line with real life. Video game. So I can fall in this water, then I move across. I think one of the things that's interesting, and part of the things I've talked about in terms of how to balance what my interests in the games I like to look at and share, and the games that I think will appeal best. Certainly some of the challenge there is like looks are deceiving, right? Like, so as much as games have been democratized and people can make little short experiences like this, right, that couldn't exist any other way other than it's a game that exists on a Flash network. I'm playing it on Game Jolt, which is one of many. Oh wait, hold on. Pause that thought. Please don't take my arms. They're useful. Someone took away my collarbone last year. You lost your arms and ability to swim. That's unfortunate. Alright, so now I'm going to die if I do this. Okay. So back to the point I was making. So things have been democratized to the point where anyone, not anyone, but basically anyone can make a game if they sort of have the will and the drive. But asset creation is still a problem. So like, these kinds of graphics, I'm not saying I could make them, but they're much closer to what I could do relative to just about anything else. Not being an artist, things of that nature. I'm not highly skilled in that department. Many on the internet would argue I'm not highly skilled. But nonetheless, what that means is we become sort of numb to certain art styles, and those art styles are easier for people to develop on their own or with small teams or with no budget, which means we end up missing out on potentially interesting experiences because we look at something like this with Persist and you might immediately write it off, and kind of rightly so, just based on how it looks, right? Like, it might not be fair, but if we value our time, and thus aesthetics are one way to judge a video game, or any experience rather. Okay, so I needed to wait. But it is definitely important to keep our, okay, sorry to myself, sorry to you, keep our biases in check, or at least when people make recommendations and it doesn't look like something we traditionally enjoy, to take stuff like that seriously, because if I've had a motto the last couple of years, it has certainly been one in which often I talk about trying to go outside of your boundaries of what games you play, and this isn't so much that as it is. There are times that expectations can betray you, and what you're used to, and sort of the expectations you bring into that of just like, oh, here's just another. That's a long ways to go. Pixel platformer. But maybe this will have a touching story that makes it all worth it. This creator decided this was the way they wanted to express it, or this was the way they could express it, and in an alternate universe where they had an enormous budget, maybe that wouldn't be the case, but it's not. So they go with this, and you know, it can be unfortunate when we use things like, oh, it's a Flash game, or hey, it's a 2D platformer as reasons not to check them out. All right, second cutscene. Seems like we're dividing them up. You're still here, so you do not give up your goal easily. You're right, man. But I warn you, my forgiveness is not easily earned either. Shall take your legs and laugh as you burn in my wrath. Oh, hey. Rhyme it up, buddy. I'm in. I beat Child of Light. No game is going to be able to mess with my ability to put up with obnoxious rhyming schemes. Okay, so now this is just I cannot run. I can run, but cannot do anything else. So I just kind of have to rely on falling. Not much else this guy can take away from me. Curious. Ah, that was just really anxious game playing right there. But clearly he's going to take something else away from me, and then I guess we'll have a thoughtful moment at the end. Reflect upon what we've lost. Oh, balls. I hope I get saved there. Okay, good. It's also going to be an inkling to want to go back to 1001 Spikes, which I've played twice on the site, and have not played it outside of what I've done specifically on the site, because people seem to enjoy it, and playing that game in front of an audience was really enjoyable. Also, it was a good motivating factor for a game that is just tremendously difficult. Oh. I wonder if you guys can hear my dog. I have to imagine there is a... the mailman is here. My favorite, every dog's favorite individual. Oh, don't screw this up. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. This is just the same pattern. I got this. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm very sad at myself right now. I wonder if I can get this. Nope. Alright, I'm gonna have to wait. No, I got it. Okay. I wish I could say more, but this is... Here's an instance where you're running into a particular sequence that is tough to talk over. Always kind of the curse of the solo video. It's been interesting to watch the couple that the Vinny has done. He, is very particular about the games that he presents by himself, and I think he's chosen some really interesting ones. It also helps being Vinny Caravella. You really starting to test my patience. What are you fighting for? Oh, I'm fighting for the ability to get to the end of this video. Forgiveness, you fool. You deserve nothing of the kind. Had enough of your foolishness. This will crush you once for all. Into the abyss with you. Would you? Okay, so he's not taking anything from me. Alright, well, this was a nightmare scenario in Resident Evil, but I don't think Barry is going to come save me at this point. I think I just have to die. Yeah, I was going to say, there's got to be more to it. Oh, I've been saved. You've lost your body, but not your resolve. Dang right. Oh, now I gotta be invisible. Now that I have nothing left. Alright, make it, make it, make it. Got it. Oh, son of a... Does that actually... see if that star goes... Okay. I can at least check where I am. I was getting a little, oh, man. Getting a little ahead of myself there before. Felt like I was making every jump just by kind of blindly following my gut, so I wasn't really being careful like I am here. Damn it. That's the same exact spot I think I died at. So maybe I don't actually need to be that careful. I just need to not be an idiot. Most of these jumps, you have kind of a spot that you can run into. Okay. Here we go. We got this, right? 3, 2. Maybe this is turning into 1001 Spikes. It's a 1001 Spikes prequel. Not sure what exactly I'm screwing up here. I guess I'm still that head, right? So maybe I just need to... Literally cannot. There's no shadow or anything. What is going on here? I am about to lose it. I'm hitting all of these, but then running into just a weird problem with that one little section. Okay. That's okay. This nice little game is now really testing my patience. I'm not sure how is it that I could be hitting all of these jumps with very little okay. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna fast forward to when I actually make this jump. God damn it. I don't know what I did differently that time. Oh man, this is... Well, this game is called Persist. I am definitely trying to persist my interest in getting to the other side. All right, now we're just gonna jump to when I get to the end. Good Lord, I did it. What do you got for me on the other side, video game? That looks like something shiny to collect. I've taken everything you have, but still you persist. How? I see it now. You honestly feel remorse for your past actions. And that has allowed your soul to linger a little longer. Now that you've finally reached me, what is it that you want? What? You'd give your soul to save mine and undo your actions? Would you really do that? Oh, I wonder if this is like someone's soul. Like they murdered someone and this is the afterlife. They're trying to give up their presence in the afterlife so that someone else can live on. I'm not really sure. Huh. Gotta admit, that's a, Interesting. I think it's cool that it actually gave context to what all that meant at the end. Wow, that's a little bit more than I expected from a little 2D platformer, which I think goes to show how that, you know, what I was talking about before, how that stuff can surprise you. And I love it when games take... Right, so, okay, like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Created for the Ludum Dare, made in 48 hours, which means they did something that was could conceivably be created in 2 days. At that point, you know, you have to throw out a lot of different potential ideas in terms of aesthetic, and this was something that could be built in this amount of time that they had for this specific game jam, but they sort of betray your expectations of what's just going to be a 2D platformer, and their whole gimmick could have just been that you lose your body parts, and that's what is how the mechanics evolve over time, right? Like that could have been enough, but they did a little bit more than that, and that's where the game becomes genuinely surprising. You know, it may not be in the pantheon of all-time best games, but I think it's certainly interesting, and I always love when an experience works within conventions and then expands from there and surprises you from there. It's often where the most amount of surprise can lie, is in the familiar, and when the familiar takes a left turn, it can be really interesting. You can have some pretty surprising results, and I think that's what Persist ends up doing pretty well. So thank you, Dean Dodrell, for that recommendation. You should also pick up his game, Dust and Legion Tale. It's one of my favorite games from the last couple of years. It's an excellent action platformer. Make sure and check it out. Hopefully he announces a new game soon. Get on it, Dean, because I really want to play it. And that's worth playing for the week. As always, you can send me recommendations over PM, over email, Twitter, whatever. Get in touch, and I'll check out that game. But until next week, see ya.